We want to look at the big picture, showing you what's going on our future track computer model. We're going to go from 7 o'clock this evening into tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock. That's obviously the time when we're looking at trouble. Here's the low pressure area developing by 7 o'clock in the evening, and we'll really start to tighten on up. Those where things are by the midnight hour, right on into here. Still developing a little bit, but right about into here. Now we move up the shoreline by 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's a little bit closer to Cape Hatteras, southeast of Cape Hatteras by 3 o'clock in the morning. Producing a lot of snow throughout the area. Those where things are by 4:30 in the morning. It's lifting a little bit farther northward, elongating a bit. Those where things are by 6 o'clock in the morning. Still heavy rainfall going on into the region. And then we move on into the afternoon hours, early afternoon, and things have improved by then. We've still got a northwest wind, and it heads past Cape Cod and all the way on up toward the Canadian Maritime provinces by 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. There's going to be a major east coast storm. I think it'll really hit some of those areas farther to the north toward New England. It's going to hit us hard enough into the region. Here's what's going on. The storm is still developing off of the Georgia and northern Florida coastline right on into here. You can kind of see this area of cloud cover right on into here. That particular area is going to really bomb off the east coast. In other words, the low pressure area will deepen, get a lot deeper low pressure, and we'll start to see that thing really kick up some wind, some waves, not so much tides into the area. We'll see a high tide, nuisance high tide tomorrow morning at 10:45 in the morning tomorrow. Here's what's going on with our future track computer model. 7 o'clock this evening. Go all the way on into Friday evening. Show you what's going on with this. Snowfall for most of the area by 9 o'clock in the evening. Still rainfall or a mixture of rain, sleet, and snow closer to the coastline and into North Carolina, eastern North Carolina coast. By 11 o'clock, Hampton Roads area pretty much covered in snowfall into the area. By 1 o'clock in the morning, 34 degrees. We got 34-mile-an-hour winds by 3 in the morning. Now, this implies a dead-on, straight-on wind of 34 miles an hour. Implies wind gusts over 45, if not 50 miles an hour into the region by that point. And with the heavy snow going on, we could easily see whiteout conditions from Chesapeake eastward, from Elizabeth City eastward, Poquoson, Hampton, and toward the eastern shore as well. Closer to the water is where we'll see those stronger winds. Those are 5 o'clock in the morning. Still stronger winds. Everybody's got snow on into the areas. Everybody's got snow at 7, but we're starting to see things taper on off a bit by 9 o'clock. Certainly in terms of the snow. The wind should drop off a little bit as well, but still a lot of blowing and drifting snow during the day tomorrow with temperatures only into the upper 20s. It'll still likely be a dry snow during the morning hours, 29 degrees at 3 in the afternoon. Some sunshine, still breezy. We go through the overnight hours and into Friday morning. Now, we're going to be snow covered throughout the area. That's going to really allow the temperatures to drop on down, even though we've got a wind through the region. So it'll be cold, very cold again overnight Friday night, Thursday night into Friday morning, and Friday during the day, likely highs only into the 20s once again. So we're not going to see the snow go away once it hits. So how much do we see? This is a forecast model that just updated close to 6 o'clock. It doesn't have the heavier snow on up into the eastern shore. It's got around 3 inches, a little bit more farther southward, but it's tended to punch it a little bit farther to the west, toward the Wakefield area, even into Richmond and Petersburg, 3, 4, 5 inches. But look at the snowfall totals over the Newport News, over Norfolk, over Suffolk, and over Virginia Beach, and Elizabeth City, 10 inches. So that's one forecast model. Here's another one that updated during the dinner hour as well. It's a GFS. It tended to punch things a little bit farther to the west as well. In terms of the heavier snow, and it's broad brushing things around 6 to 8 inches more into a husky, but it does carry it on up into the eastern shore. So I like this one. This one's pretty good, and this is what we've got going on. Snowfall through tomorrow morning at 11. It should be done after that. 4 to 5, 5 to 7, even over southern Virginia Beach. We could see 8 to 10 inches even toward the oceanfront area of Virginia Beach because of the fact that there's such cold air waiting in the wings. It warmed up a little bit today to around freezing, and again, the strong winds and the fact that all kinds of moisture is going to be transported into the area. So we could see that continue on up through the peninsula, through Poquoson, York County, on up to Matthews County, on up toward the eastern shore, lesser amounts farther to the west. But they can even see 2 to 4 inches of snow toward the Petersburg and Richmond area. That's enough to really cause problems even for them. But we got big problems, quite likely, in most of the Hampton Roads cities with that heavy snowfall overnight and through the first part of the day tomorrow. It'll be really windy, getting really windy overnight, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And morning snowfall coming to an end by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Just cold on Friday. Look at these nighttime lows. Even near the coastline, it's going to drop on down into the low teens. But we start to finally see some temperatures a little bit above average. Average high temperature this time of year is 48. By Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be above average. But again, the big thing is the fact that we've got heavy snow headed through the area during the overnight hours.